So we're gonna make some of you mad today. Today is gonna be an awesome video. What we are doing is we are taking one of the centerpieces to the Global War on Tears Reach Out and Touch Somebody program called the Mk12 Mod 1. We also have this one.
The Zero, which was first.
My wife said I can't say gay anymore, so I'll say that gun is whack, this gun is dope. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna test some theory. We're gonna take the Mk12 Mod 1 and we're gonna compare it to the 6 ARC. Now, just to tick all of you off in the beginning, there's no comparison when you compare an 18-inch 6 ARC to the Mk12. It curb stomps it like American History X style, okay? But what I was interested in is how short could we take the barrel of the 6 ARC to still be competitive with the Mk12. And so that's exactly what we're gonna test today. We're gonna test an 18-inch, 14.5, and a 12.5 inch Noveske, their new DDF barrel, which we'll talk about a little bit later. So what we're gonna do, guys, we're gonna shoot this at 550, 650, 800, and 1,000. We're gonna shoot all 4 of those barrel lengths. You want the pure specs? Go watch some Nerds channel. You wanna get down with D-Dunk, the plus size athlete doing practical stuff downrange? Stick around, be right back. What we do here is go back. And he wouldn't lie, this man shows up in public with this version of the Mk12. Put anything above a 2 on your minimum optical zoom on a 12.5 inch, drive to the Midwest and I will kick you squarely in the nuts. Oh, let's go, son. Been trying to do this at the beginning of the video, guys. Our videos are getting like 20 to 80,000 views, crazy views. We only have 15,000 subscribers. Please, please, please subscribe. Like, subscribe, share the video, send it to a buddy. Be like, look at this fat dude talking about tactical things. What an idiot. All you FUD boomers out there, just get your 2 fingers out and you just 1 finger at a time, just type out the meanest things you can think of, baby. Appreciate you FUDs. You guys give me a lot of watches because you say the most ridiculous stuff. I've been thinking about this for a long time. Most of my good videos, in my opinion, come from that. When I have a thought and then I try to go find it on YouTube and there's no legitimate, solid answer, and candidly, I think these barrels and some of these barrel links in the 6 ARCs are just too new to have an answer. So we're gonna answer the question today. We're gonna look at accuracy, we're gonna look at speed variance, and we're gonna look at wind hold and elevation, which are huge, huge. Another cool thing I did for this video, you might notice a much less athletically coyote hunting frame gentleman to the side of me. Greg switched out his barrel. Greg is one of the biggest advocates I know for the Mk12 period. He has the whack version, but nonetheless, he likes the platform. So he recently switched to a 6 ARC barrel. I asked him to come on and do some of the shooting with us, but I also wanted to quickly just kind of interview him and ask him, why'd you do that, Greg?
Well, performance is all. The 6 ARC gives basically large frame AR performance in a small frame AR. I think I just jammed the barrel in here for the time being, but because I love the Mod 0 so much, I think it's just going to live in here for a while. The 5.56 barrel performance compared to this doesn't even come close, so unfortunately it's going to sit on the rack for a little bit, I think.
So pretty simply put, on an 18-inch barrel, I agree with him. The math just can't hang, period. But the other piece of this video that I want to look at is just the maneuverability and the functionality of a shorter barrel. This is a Noveske with a 12.5 6 ARC barrel in it, guys. Obviously, you can kind of look, I mean, you're cutting off weight, obviously. You're cutting off length, so it's much more functional and what have you, if you were to do any sort of like tactical environment stuff. But I also am just really curious to test this in the 14.5 to see what it looks like downrange. So that's exactly what we're gonna do today. Really quickly though, let's go through the guns. So this is my Mk12 Mod 1. I absolutely love this gun. This gun is candidly part of what got me into what I thought was long range shooting back when I got it. I had this built by a company called High Caliber Sales who had connections with Crane in the past. And so this is a Douglas 1-7 twist, true to form. This is a Knights Armament quad rail with the Knights Armament broomstick, broom handle if you will, the A2 buttstock. And man, this thing, I just love it. It absolutely hammers. And I've got the Otter Creek OCM 12.5 on this thing. Really, really quiet, super, super nice.
So mine is similar, Mk12 Mod O. Mine has the correct forend, the PRI carbon fiber tube, standard A2 stock, Geisley National Match trigger, standard forged uppers and stuff on it. Now it has a Noveske 18-inch 6-arc DDF barrel, their gas block, tube, all that stuff with their headspace bolt. And then right now I just have a Surefire 762 Ti on it until I figure out what I want to do for a 6mm can.
The 14.5 is also Noveske, also in the DDF barrel, is pin and weld with the Dead Air Lazarus 6 on it. Super lightweight. I mean, again, I'll kind of put up some of the weights and kind of talk through some of that later, but basically in simple form, this is over a pound under the Mk12, and the 12.5 is about half a pound to a pound under that. And so you're really talking about a 2-pound variance up and down. That's a lot. And if you take the bipods off, even more than that. So really, really interested to see what kind of speeds and performance we get out of this. Now we are shooting the 77 grain SMKs, the Black Hills Mark 262 ammo out of the Mk12 with the Noveskes in the 18, 14.5, and 12.5. I looked at the 106. I actually have some 106 tap, but when we compared the speeds, the 108s were actually faster. Believe it or not, I have proof.
Yep.
And he wouldn't lie. This man shows up in public with this version of the Mk12. So we ended up flipping to the 108s because the 106s are really hard to get anyway, and I thought the 108 would be more relevant data for all of you. The 12.5, also a Noveske. This is an SBR. The owner is standing right there. Hashtag legal. And he also happens to work for Eagle Armory. Eagle Armory, guys, really appreciate them stepping up like they always do. They obviously, I didn't get this or that from there, but they carry Noveske. This gun is actually from Eagle Armory, as is that one. And the barrels, they've got the DDF barrels coming in. So if you're looking for any Noveske products or 6-arc products in general, check those guys out. Those are my boys. Appreciate them. Holla. Back to 12.5. So the 12.5 is a Noveske 12.5-inch barrel, 6-arc obviously. This also has the Dead Air Lazarus 6mm can on it. This has the Whistle pig pin. I think it's, yeah. This has Noveske's pig pin on it, which is their mounting system to the hub adapters. And then on top, a little Leupold MPVO, baby, medium power variable optic. What's up, bruh?
PVO is not a thing.
It is a thing, and it's
not
dope. Holding that in place, a cantilever Area 419 mount. On top, he's got an Acro P2. Again, just a lot more functional from a movability perspective. With a plus-size athlete, you got to be conscious of your turning radius. Radius.
Yes.
It's not as good, bro.
Radius.
But once we get there, it's going down.
Okay, so first up, this is my boy D-Dunk's setup. What I wanted to show, though, he brought it out so that we could show the difference between the same length barrel in 5.56 versus 6-arc. The biggest thing with 6-arc is the energy on plate that you still get from a small frame AR and the impact energy downrange. So when it misses off the side of the target, the splash that you get is way bigger and you're not adding much recoil. So we're gonna run the trigger cams also. So you'll be able to see it as I'm shooting it. And so we're gonna start with the Mk12. We're gonna go 550, 650, 800, and 1000, and you'll be able to see the difference of how these look on plate and how much wind I end up having to hold to do so. Okay, 550, we are 3.6 mils of elevation. The other big difference is the high BC bullet of that 6mm cuts down on wind so much. You'll see that as we go out. We don't have a ton here today effectively, but I have it programmed in my Kestrel to show what a 10-mile-an-hour wind is. So a 10-mile-an-hour wind, I would be 1.7 mils at this range. Okay, this is just full-size Zip 6, so this will be a couple shots real quick. Okay, off the left side, so just a little bit of wind we have here. I already need 6/10 of wind at this distance. Okay, 550, no problem for this, but you can hear the sound on that compared to what the 6-arc is. All right, now we're going to 650, calling for 5 mils, 2.1 right and a 10-mile-an-hour wind. All right, I'm gonna go for this middle IPSC. We're gonna start with 8. One. Okay, see if we can hit this little one. 1 mil. Just off left. Off right. Off right. Okay, we'll give up on that one. That guy's real small. So now we're gonna go to 800. 800 with this is 7.6 up. And in a 10-mile-an-hour wind would be 2.8. 5 mile an hour here, I'm gonna do that. That's gonna give us probably 1.4 is about what I'm gonna use. That's what we are currently shooting at. So I got a white diamond down there. We're gonna shoot 1.4. Ooh, way off the up. Held the wrong one there. There we go. 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay, so 800 yards, you can see how it hits that plate and how much wind it takes. When that wind raises and lowers speed, it makes a huge change that bullet downrange, and that's another spot where that 6 arc really performs better. So we'll take this to 1,000 now. Okay, 1,000 yards with this, we're 12.4 mils of elevation, and it's calling for 2 mils right in the wind we're shooting at right now. In a 10-mile-an-hour wind, it would be 4 mils. Try that little circle, 1/8 of wind. Ah, just off the left. All right, so 1,000 yards, it's doable. I really can't see much at the plate at this distance unless it hits just the right spot in the berm. All right, so now I got the 6 arc. This is just factory Hornady 108 ELDM. The biggest thing I've noticed so far is that the advertised BC is actually a little bit lower. I don't know if that's because of the speed it's running out of a shorter barrel, but we've had to shave about 20 points off of the advertised G7. So still hits down there, but definitely takes a little bit of tweaking to make it work. You'll see the difference here. The slower velocity starting, the 5.56 performs better as far as drop goes. Once we hit a certain point though, it's a huge spread of mils worth of elevation. So 550 on this setup, we are 3.7 mils. Calling for 6/10 with the wind we just shot, and in a 10-mile-an-hour it would be 1.2. Way more energy on target. So there I held basically no wind, but it hit on the left. Okay. Zero issue there. Wiggles that full size zip. It's fairly decent for being out of a small frame AR. So now we're going to 650. 650 with this is 4.9 mils. It's calling for 7/10 of wind in this wind and 1.5 in a 10-mile-an-hour wind. All right, we're gonna go small, that middle IPSC, and then we'll try the small one. We go 6/10. Okay, there we go. Really no issue there, and that plate definitely swings harder. 6/10 on the little guy. I'm gonna go 7. Got it. 7. Got it. 7. All right, just off the right. Out to 800. You can see how much that little one jumps though when this 108 smacks it. So out to 800, we are 7.2, and it's calling for 1 mil right. In a 10-mile-an-hour wind, it would be 2 mils right. Okay, a little too much. Let's go 7. Oh, too high, okay. So we're gonna go 7 mils. It's going up over the top of it. Let's go 9. 9. Oh, just right. 9. On to 1,000 now. This is the 800 to 1,000 is going to be the biggest split between the ARC and the 5.56. The 77 Match King just doesn't have the BC to maintain that velocity and energy down that far. This is where the ARC's really going to come away from that gun. So we are 10.8 mils. If you remember, the 5.56 was 12.4, so 1.5 mil-ish better. A significant difference. Also, we're only 2.7 mils right in a 10-mile-an-hour wind. Way weird right. I wonder if I nicked him. Let's do 1 mil. Up just over the shoulder. 8.
Throat shot.
Hopefully you guys can hear it in the mics. It's probably going to be pretty quiet. Let's go for the little plate, just see what it does. Is that way high? I mean, that's a freaking 6/10 high. Wow. 10.2? There's no way it needs 10.2. I didn't have a good hold of that one. Got it. Got it. This is a 10-inch plate here also, by the way. So definitely huge difference in performance. I was a hater of the 6 ARC for a while, but after seeing everybody shoot it, the performance downrange, around the numbers, there's really no arguing with it. I threw this barrel in here because I was way too excited to wait for a Ridgeline receiver set. I'm gonna have a hard time putting the 5.56 barrel back in this.
Okay, so we had Greg joined us in the beginning, shoot both the Mark 12 and the 18-inch 6 arc. So what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna step in and I'm gonna send some downrange with a 14.5-inch 6 arc and talk about some of the comparisons, what have you, and kind of show you downrange. So we're gonna go back to the 500-yard target, we're gonna go back to the 550-yard target, and it's calling for a elevation dope of 5.1, also shooting the 108s. Hornady brackets these guys, so this is going obviously a lot slower than the 18-inch is. So the BC, they actually send in on their page, you can find they'll bracket the BC values for you. So I've adjusted accordingly. Let's see how close we are. Yeah, well, that's smacking them too. That's too, yeah, this dope, there's no way this dope's right. Just to the right. Back. Dude, I can't believe how good this is doing in this wind, man. Bro, I'm at 4/10. Here we go for the small one. I nicked that one. Did you hear that?
Yeah, you're high.
Yeah. No, I nicked it. Yeah. Boom. Wow, that's hitting with some authority. That last was 24-24. So interesting. Okay, so it ended up at a 6.2 and like a 4/10, 5/10 wind hold, which is pretty impressive. So now we're gonna go to 800, and it's calling for 9.6 of elevation and 2.8 of wind if it were 10-mile-an-hour full value. So I'm gonna cut 1/2 mil out of that. Clearly, guys, I have something going with the BC here, but I'm gonna do 9.1 elevation and whatever I'm feeling jazzy with on the old wind. Just off top left. Just off top left. Impact. Back. I hit second to last. Did I hit the last? Yeah. Yeah. So I was bouncing between 6 and 9/10 there to impact at 800 yards on a diamond that is not that big. That's pretty dang impressive. So let's take it out. And yeah, my dope ended up being literally at 9 mils. So I'll have to go back and adjust for BC.
So it's 2 mils worse than mine there.
2 mils worse than the 18-inch 6 arc. And I'll flash up on screen somewhere what it was in comparison to the Mark 12. So lastly, let's go to 1,000. It's calling for 14.5. I'm gonna go to 13.9. And if it were 10-mile-an-hour value wind, it says a 3.9 wind hold. So I'd cut that down by a couple tenths, obviously, as well. Let's see what we see. 1,000 yards, spotter up.
Yep.
Ooh, way high. Did you see that?
Yep.
Holy.
I would figure you're probably gonna be 12.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go 11.9.
Way left.
Nope.
Perfect elevation, left side of it.
Good. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go for the small one. Why not? Oh, too much still. Off right, left, yeah. Try one more. Oh, all right, one more out of that. Oh, come on. Ah, all right. I tried. It's dancing, guys. You can see in my trigger cam. That'll be fun footage to review. You see me 3/10, 2/10, 1/10, 4/10. Just not super consistent, obviously at 1,000, but performed exceptionally well all the way out. I really got to figure out what's going. Yeah, the dope ended up being 12.9 is what the dope ended up being at 1,000 instead of the 14.5 it's calling for. So clearly, my BC is off, and my average speed has gone up through the day. So I don't know how many rounds were on this barrel, but really effective, an effective platform for sure. 800, 900. I mean, without crazy winds, you could be smoking silhouette targets at 1,000, no problem. 1 MOA, maybe a little bit tougher, but certainly a really cool setup and really neat as we compare this versus the 18-inch and the Mark 12, obviously. Now, let's jump over to a 12.5 and really make our lives difficult. Okay, so here we are with the 12.5, the last of the 4 tests today, last ditch effort. We're gonna show you through trigger cam. We're gonna do it and pray to Jesus of Nazareth about the wind as we go. That's what we got. So again, the 108s, I don't expect this dope to line up, and so because of what we just experienced with the 14.5, but it's calling at 550 for a 5.1 elevation. So I'm gonna probably go 4.6 and see how we do. And then if it were a 10-mile-an-hour wind at 550 yards, 1.7 mil wind hold would be our hold. Now, we also get to demo again the Leupold 2-10 MPVO, son. It is an MPVO, despite what Gregory says. He's a boomer stuck in a 30-year-old's body. So 2-10, if you put anything above a 2 on your minimum optical zoom on a 12.5 inch, like, drive to the Midwest and I will kick you squarely in the nuts. 7. Just off left. Impact. Whoa. Dude, that's re-nothing pretty good. We're doing 2,300 feet per second. So that dope held pretty true on that. But usually 0 to 600, your dope is speed, and then past 600, it's your BC. So I think that'll really tell the tale. But here we go. So it's 600, or 650 rather, it's calling for 6.7. If it were 10-mile-an-hour wind, it'd be a 2.2 mil wind hold. Spot, are you up? Boom, baby. Oh, just a little much. Boom, baby. Ooh. Oh, let's go, son. Let's go, son. 12.5, baby. 6 Archimedes. The new age hotness. Oh, let's go, son. Let's go, son. 6 Arc. Hornady said, time to have a midlife crisis and make the AR-15 great again. What's up? Okay, 800. Calling for 9.7. On the, I'm getting about 2302 is my average speed with these, so really not terrible out of a 12.5. If it were 10-mile-an-hour wind, it'd be calling for a 2.9 wind hold. Your boy was smoking with 4/10 there. It don't make sense. It's so nice. Here we go. 800. We ready? Tony, why don't you have a precision DMR stock on your 12.5? You're an idiot. Oh. Oh. It's dancing on me though. No. Oh, no, I'm low. Oh, get some! All right, guys. All day, 800. No, not at all. Not even close, actually. If it were silhouette, I think we'd, get 6 or 7 out of 10 hits. But you can see in my reticle, me trying to adjust and move this thing around. It's just dancing on us. But kind of somewhat similar in the wind to the Mark 12, candidly. And so that's really what I wanted to find out today, is how the Mark 12 and the 12.5 compared. Because I knew the 18 was going to curb stop it. And I had a feeling the 14.5 would
Got it.
in most, especially considering wind. But you know what? Let's go to K. Why not?
Got it.
Okay. So it's calling for 14.8. Actually, the dope on this one is held really true. So, and then if it were 10 mile an hour wind, 4 mil wind hold. Oh! High?
Got him.
Like I said, 10 out of 10 times, it works one time. So. There you have it. Really, really cool results. I think a couple takeaways for me. First off, obviously, we've spoken about it a billion times, right? Functionality, maneuverability with the 14.5 and the 12.5. Really, really cool. The 14.5 performed exceptionally well. This blew me away. I was kind of hoping it would. The 12.5, in my opinion, shot for shot, kind of matched the traditional Mark 12.
I think it had a little bit more energy on target, but ballistically, as far as wind performance, I think it had about the same wind call going through. I do feel like it hit harder on the plates just a little bit compared to the 77s though.
And when we started shooting first thing this morning, we were smoking that 800 plate with the Mark 12. And then as soon as the wind kicked up, our variability was like a mil in stretch.
Yeah.
And so that was true of both of them. I didn't feel like that was, the other thing to really note here that we haven't really talked about, I didn't think about until the video, is sound quality. Okay, you are gonna give up sound quality. This sounds like butter, movie Hollywood quiet, okay? These, not so much.
No, I did wear ears. With my Mark 12 with the AEM on it, I never wear ears. You don't have to. It is super quiet. But with any of the 6 arcs, you definitely should have some ears on.
I would, and it's not unbearable. I shot the 14.5 without them early this morning when I was zeroing it and stuff like that, and it didn't really get to me. But especially these cans were fantastic. I think both these cans were fantastic. But just something to think about. So the sound quality was definitely something. But really, I knew the 18-inch 6 arc was going to just absolutely dominate. I think on the last target, the variance in elevation was a mil?
2 mils almost.
In elevation?
18-inch 5.56 versus the 18-inch 6 arc at 1,000 was almost 2 mils. I think 1.6 or something.
And the wind was?
Nope, half.
Yeah.
Half. It was 2 mils to 4 mils.
Yeah. Yeah, so that is a significant difference. Obviously, can't be ignored. The 14.5, again, I have to rank it above the Mark 12. It just, on performance, and when you consider all the things, the fact it's over a pound lighter, and just, all the things I've already discussed and talked about, the accuracy was definitely on point, out to 800 for sure, and even 1,000. I mean, we found it 1,000. If it would have been an IPSC, at 800, I think we'd have gone like 10 for 10. So yeah, so that was my takeaway with the 14.5. If I had to crown a winner today, honestly, no. Like, if it weren't for your handguard,
100%.
maybe. Ballistically, that would be the winner. If I had to crown an overall winner today,
The 14.5.
I think I'm going
Actually,
14.5.
I'm going to go with the 12.5. I would take the 12.5.
Why?
I would take the 12.5 because you could do anything inside of 50 yards easy with it. And then realistically, it was super capable to 700-800 yards. I just think it's worth the trade-off. To have a 12.5, have that performance to 800 yards, and be missing 6 inches off of the Mark 12, I think is worth it for what this platform is designed for. It's small frame AR.
Yeah.
If you're going more than 800 yards on purpose, this will do it if you need it to.
Yeah, no, I think that's fair. Obviously, it was the MPVO that won you over. I get it. It is definitely the MPVO that won you over. Go Leopold.
Nor the
well
word MPVO or
well done,
acronym.
Leopold. It's a great scope. I agree. The thing I think you have to be conscious of with that scenario, you have to SBR it.
You don't have to.
Or if you build a 12.5-inch pistol, which would be my recommendation, then you can get around that. But again, yeah, just difference of opinion. For what we do and DMR matches,
I mean, you
crap
bought
like that, I think the 14.5.
you bought an 18-inch M16A4. There's definitely going to be a difference of
This
opinion.
is a Mark 12 Mod 1. Don't you ever disrespect my girl again. So, what do you guys think? That's our take on it. Really interesting stuff. Really appreciate, again, Eagle Armory for literally coming helping film, bringing guns out. And if you guys are looking for Noveske products, 6-ARC products, if you're looking for Mark 12s, they also have those. Like, they've got everything you need, guys. Please go check them out. So really appreciate them. Really appreciate you watching. Throw things in the comments. Talk about how you don't like how I manage recoil, or talk about how you don't like my my scope setup or my hair, or good luck talking about this body though, son. Good luck talking about this body, son. But no, guys, go in the comments, dice it up, get ridiculous. All you FUD boomers out there, just get your 2 fingers out and you just 1 finger at a time, just type out the meanest things you can think of, baby. Appreciate you FUDs. You guys give me a lot of watches because you say the most ridiculous stuff. Holla at me. All in all, guys, really appreciate you watching the video. Appreciate Noveske for making dope stuff and Eagle Armory for providing it. Get in the comments, hit a like, hit a subscribe, get at us.